So here we're going to go through the reconciliation flow. So click on the big blue button, and this is the first step. So this is the overview. This ensures that all of the data is in the system before the reconciliation starts. So we need to ensure that surveys have been uploaded for all the stockpiles. And if I click on this button, we can see the details. So for F1, we see that only pit 1 material has been fed and only on May 31st. If I go back and then, F2, we can see the same details. Again, this is only pit 1, but there were 3 days of production going to F2. We then have to ensure that the pit surveys are also uploaded and that there's processing data and closing and opening balances for the processing plant. Going to the next one, we have to double check that there are no negative balances on any of the stockpiles during the month. If so, it would request you to make a stockpile adjustment for that day. But here we seem to be good, so we can go further. Densities. So we have the densities for each of the stockpiles, and we have a calculated tons call factor. If the tons call factor falls outside of an acceptable range, we might suggest that you use a different density for the stockpile. Perhaps some density testing is required just to verify that the density being used is correct. But in this case, these are all within acceptable range. Going on to the next one, this is gold production. So here we see the two ore sources, pit 1 and pit 2, and we have a negative metal variance of 1,000 ounces that need to be distributed. In this case, we've distributed the ounces. We've distributed a negative 600 ounce variance to pit 1 and a negative 490 ounce variance to pit 2. But maybe pit 1, we know that there was some bad grab samples. And so we believe all of the negative variance should be attributed to pit 1 and not pit 2. So then I would go to pit 2 and distribute ounces, and I'll set to 0. And we now see that the pit 2 claimed rate of 1.32 is equal to the reconciled grade. And then pit 1 had a claimed rate of 1.09 and a reconciled rate of 0.96. So all the negative variance, the 1,088 ounces, was attributed to pit 1. At the bottom, we see how that impacts the individual transactions, both in terms of the tonnages based on the surveys that we uploaded earlier and the grades. So the 1.98 became the 1.74 for each transaction. We then asked for the model reports to be uploaded for the resource model, reserve model, grade control model, and the grade control design and actual tons mined are calculated based on the values that are in the system. This is all to help with the actual reconciliation. So here we see the call factors for 4 different reconciliation types, from actual to reserve, actual to grade control model to resource, and grade control design to reserve. And we have the mine call factors at the top, which are based on ounces. Once I click on the blue button, the month is unreconciled, and we see the call factors at the top.